Okay, so today I'm going to go through the binder setup. It's been a while since we've updated the binder, so I'm going to go through this with you and make sure that you have your binder correctly set up and ready to go for the next binder check. The next binder check will be next week, probably on Tuesday, and I will let you know for sure when that binder check is on Monday. Okay, so here is the table of contents. This is the new updated table of contents. I'll put this back up there in just a second. This is what yours looks like. Mine is different. It looks a little bit different, but this is the one that you have. Make sure that your grades are filled in. And the new ones that we add in today, it's going to go onto the back, but still make sure that you have your grades recorded. Excuse me, make sure you have your grades recorded for all the assignments. If you didn't get a paper back, then that means you didn't turn it in, which means I don't have a grade for you, which means you have a 0 in the grade book. You're going to have several things that don't have a grade, so like the vocab lists. Let me zoom in for you. So like the vocab lists, each list that we have on the new table of contents is just a list of words, so it's not going to have a grade on it. So those you're going to write no grade, but all the rest of them, make sure you have an actual grade filled in, because you are going to be, that is one of the things you're going to be graded on for your binder check, so make sure you have that filled in. Okay, so here's the new updated table of contents. I'm going to zoom out. You can pause that so that you can write it down. We had 1 through 15 filled out already, as you can see on this one that I gave you. So we're starting with 16, going all the way down to 22, and then there's 2 on the back, which I'll show you in just a second. So the new ones are 16 all the way to 25. So I'm going to try to zoom in here a little bit so that you can see those. It won't let me do it, so there you go. But anyway, you can go ahead and pause that so you can write those down. And then there's 2 on the back, like I was saying, or I'm sorry, 3 on the back, like I was saying. We have a total of 25. So there's the 3 on the back, so you can pause that so you can write those down. These last 2 you just got today, well, yesterday. You got those on Thursday, October 31st, so you should have those. Hopefully you didn't throw them away and you kept them. But anyway, those should be the last 2 papers in your binder for right now. And these, all 3 of these are going to have no grade written next to them because they're notes. They won't have a grade. Okay, so let me go back over here to the front page, and I'll just tell you the vocab list number 19, the vocab list for lesson 11 number 19, that's not going to have a grade. All the rest of those on the front will. Okay, so number 19 will not have a grade. You're going to write no grade for that one. And then on the back, all 3 of those on the back, 23, 24, and 25, all 3 of these assignments will not have a grade either. So make sure you have those written down. Now, I'm going to go through this paper by paper so that you can go ahead and organize your binder at your own pace. And remember, you're going to be turning this binder in next week for your binder check, so make sure that you have everything filled out. Now, I just want to make sure that everybody sees this rubric. This is the same one that we used last time. I'll zoom in here just a little bit so you can see it. So you got to have an actual binder that's 10 points. So 10 points. Your table of contents for the first marking period is the first page in your binder. So when I open your binder, so here's my binder. So when I open yours, the first thing I should see is this table of contents. And of course it should be filled out correctly with all of your information written in, all the new information, and you should have the 2 on the back, or I'm sorry, the 3 on the back filled in as well. So that should be the very first thing that I see. That's for 10 points. Okay, on your binder check, that's for 10 points right here, see? And then your name is on the table of contents, so make sure your name is on the table of contents. That's worth 10 points. Your table of contents is filled out correctly. That's worth 30 points. That means that you have everything filled in. You have all of the assignments filled in and all of your grades filled in all the way to number 25. So that's worth 30 points. all of your papers are in the correct order based on the table of contents, that's worth 30 points as well. And that's what I'm about to go through, is show you how these papers should be in order. So the way that I go through it on here is the way that your binder should look. So if your papers are not in this order that I'm about to go through, then you're going to be losing points in this area. You have a divider for the first marking period, so you made a divider out of construction paper a while ago. That divider should still be in there. If you didn't make one with construction paper because you had an actual divider, that should still be in there, but make sure it's labeled, and I'll show you that when I go through the papers here in just a second. And then any extra papers that you have in your binder or your pocket that are not English related, I'm going to take off 1 point per paper. So if you have anything in the front pockets of your binder like this, if you have any papers in here that aren't English related, I'm taking off a point for each paper. So make sure that you clear out anything from your binder that's not English related. And then this is for me to use. I'm going to circle all the papers that are missing from your binder, and then you'll have to sign it. And I'll put your final grade right here. So I will do this binder check next week. So make sure that your binder is ready to go by next week, and you can watch this video as many times as you need to get your binder set up. All right, so here we go. We're going to go through this one by one. I'm going to zoom out so that you can see the paper in its entirety so that you know exactly what these assignments are. I'm going to take out this table of contents that I've written on so that I can point out the assignment number and label as I actually show you the assignment in here. Okay. So first thing, table of contents, make sure it's filled out. I've already gone over that extensively, so make sure you have that. All right, so using our table of contents, the first thing on here, number one, I'm not going to keep putting this up here. You should have these all written down, so I'm going to put this off to the side, but I'll refer to this as I'm going through it, okay? So your first thing on your table of contents is Beowulf homework number 1. So you need to have the actual questions. It says Beowulf homework number 1 on the top right here. Actually, I'll go ahead and highlight that so you can see it. So that should be your first assignment that's in here. And then you should have the answers for it. I don't have these because I did it on the video, and you should have been writing your answers down as you did the video. So if you don't have your answers in here, that's going to be a problem. So make sure you have those answers. You're either going to have to watch the video and write down the answers if you never did, or I don't know what you're going to do, but the answers need to be in here too. So you have to have the questions, Beowulf number 1, and the answers to the questions, okay? Number 2 on your table of contents is Beowulf homework number 2. So you need to have the study questions for Beowulf homework number 2. See, it says homework number 2 right here. And then you need to have your answers, again, from the video. So if you never did it, this is a problem. You cannot just have the questions anymore. You have to have the questions and the answers. It's a package deal, okay? So if you don't, you're in trouble. Number 3 on your table of contents is Beowulf homework number 3. So you can see that, number 3 right there. Study questions and your answers. Again, if you didn't do them, you're going to have to do them. They've got to be in your binder. If I didn't say this earlier, your binder check at the end of the 6 weeks, which is next week, so the next time I check your binder is going to be a test grade. Let me say that again. Your binder check at the end of the 6 weeks that I'm going to do next week is going to count as a test grade. So if you do not have all these papers in here, your grade is going to suffer, and it is a test grade, so that's not good. You've got to make sure you've got all this in here. All right, moving on. Number 4 on your table of contents is Beowulf homework number 4. You can see the title right there. So you need the questions and you need the answers. Number 5 on your table of contents is Beowulf homework number 5. So there's the label right there. You need the questions and the answers for number 5. Number 6 on your table of contents is Beowulf homework number 6. Says that right there. And your answers for number 6. So make sure you have all that. Number 7 on your table of contents is your vocabulary list lesson 7 entitled What's Next. So I've highlighted right here in green. You can see it says lesson 7 and the title What's Next. So if you're looking for any papers, this is what you need to look at, okay? It says lesson 7 What's Next right there. Number 8 on your table of contents is your vocabulary sentences week 7. So you need to have your sentences in there, and there's the label right there highlighted in green. So you need your sentences for lesson 7. Number 9 on your table of contents is vocabulary review lesson 7. So you can see right here I've highlighted lesson 7, and this is the review. This is what we do before the class, or I'm sorry, before the quiz, my bad. And also another way to find this paper, it says right here, I'm going to zoom in so you can see this. So on the back where you bubble your answers, it says vocab review lesson 7. Right there, I've highlighted it. So that's another way to find it. So you've got this right here in the corner, lesson 7, and you've got this on the back. Okay, so that's how you can find that. And that again is number 9 on your table of contents. Okay, number 10 on your table of contents is the quiz for vocab 7, and if you look off to the side, you can see it says vocab quiz lesson 7. So that will help you find that paper if you can't find it. Okay, number 11 on your table of contents is vocabulary list. Oh, sorry. Vocabulary list lesson 9. So here's lesson 9 right here. Again, I have it highlighted. It says lesson 9, and the title is It's a Crime. So this is number 11 on your table of contents. It's lesson 9 vocab, but on your table of contents it's the 11th assignment that you should have in your binder. Okay, so that's next. After that is vocab sentences week 9. So it says vocab sentences week 9 here at the top, so make sure you find that one. That's number 12 on your table of contents. Number 13 on your table of contents is vocab review lesson 9. So there I've highlighted it again in the corner right here. And remember, it's on the back. So you've got the lesson title right here, the assignment title right there, so that you can locate it that way. So this is number 13 on your table of contents. So right here, vocabulary review lesson 9, that's this. Okay, lesson 9, and vocabulary review lesson 9. Okay, so that should be the 13th paper. Then number 14 is vocab quiz for lesson 9. Again, it's labeled on the side. Next, number 15 is vocab list number 10 in the battle zone. So you can see I've highlighted lesson 10 right here in the battle zone. So that should be your next paper. Number 16, so here this starts the new table of contents, like not the new, but the updated table of contents. So we had 1 through 15 already, so you should have already had everything that I've gone over to this point. You should have already had that in your binder. If you didn't, then you're behind. Okay, so you should have already had all of this. Now we're adding these new assignments. Okay, and I showed you this at the beginning of the video. These are the new assignments. Plus the ones that are on the back that I showed you at the beginning. You have these on your desk today, ready to put in your binder, and whatever you turned in, I pass back to you. So if you don't have all of these assignments, it's because you did not turn them in. All right, so our first, continuing, our first new assignment that we're adding to our binder is number 16. This is vocabulary sentences for lesson 10. So here you go, vocabulary sentences week 10. This is what it looks like. It's labeled at the top. I've highlighted it in green. Okay. The next one, number 17, vocabulary review lesson 10. So here you go. It's highlighted right here for lesson 10. And remember, it's on the back as well. Let me take it out so you can see it a little bit better. So it's right there. It's labeled on the side, vocab review lesson 10. Okay, so you can find it either way. The next one on your table of contents, number 18, is vocabulary quiz lesson 10. So there it's labeled right there. So that's your next one. Number 19 on your table of contents is vocabulary list lesson 11, War and Peace. So there it is. It's highlighted, lesson 11, titled War and Peace. So that's the next one. Number 20 on your table of contents is vocabulary sentences lesson 11. So I've highlighted that right there. Let me move this down so you can see. So there you go. That's the next one. Vocabulary sentences lesson 11. That's the next paper. Number 21 on your table of contents is vocabulary review lesson 11. So there it's highlighted in the top. And again, once again, it's on the back. It tells you, let me move, see? So it says vocabulary review lesson 11 right there. So you can find it that way. Number 22 on your table of contents is vocab quiz lesson 11. So that's the next one right there. You can see it's labeled right there on the side, vocab quiz 11. All right, and then these are on the back. So if you didn't get this earlier, we've got these 3. So make sure you have these 3 as well, because I'm going to be checking for these. It's on the back. Make sure you fill it in. And remember, all 3 of these are going to say no grade out to the side on your table of contents. So 23 is vocab list lesson 12. So you can see I have it highlighted. It's entitled Medieval Times. Okay. And then normally you would have the sentences after that, but I'm not passing those back to you today, so you don't have them to put in your binder, so we'll put those in later. I haven't finished grading those yet, and I haven't finished grading the review or the quiz for this yet, so just the sentences should be in there for right now. Okay. All right, next, number 24 on your table of contents are the papers that you got yesterday about research. So why do research is number 24 on your table of contents. Looks like this. And then your final one for now, number 25, is English for research paper requirements. Right here, got this yesterday as well. It looks like this. This should be the last paper in your binder for the second 6 weeks. Okay. When I turn this, then I should see the divider for the first marking period that I had everybody make. So you either made one or you had a divider already, but it needs to be labeled as first marking period. And then everything from the first marking period would be after that. Okay, so that's everything for the second 6 weeks up until now. Your table of contents looks like this, and you should have your grades filled out. Same thing with the back. Those 3 that you put here, so these 3 that you put up here, oh, that's 4. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you guys had 22 on that side. So you're going to have 22 on there. So you will have a grade for that. You'll put that grade there. And then these other ones, the 23, 24, and 25, you'll write those here on your table of contents, but those will have no grade because they're notes. All right. Now, excuse me. Now, there is one other paper that you guys have that I do not have on the table of contents, and that is the vocab that's due today, the sentences that are due today. So this list for lesson 13, for right now, you can just put it in the front pocket of your binder until we update the table of contents again. Okay, so for right now, let me go ahead and highlight this. For right now, lesson 13, the vocab list for lesson 13, it's called Back to Back. That one, you're going to take this list off and you're going to put it in the front pocket of your binder, okay, for right now until we update binders again. So just leave that there. The sentences for lesson 13, let me highlight that. The sentences for lesson 13 is due today. Okay, so these you'll be turning in, and I'll add those to the table of contents after I'm done grading them. Okay, so for right now, your binder should look like like what I just went over. So this is the updated table of contents. If you didn't get it at the beginning of the video, you can pause it, and then there's some more. So you can pause that if you need to. So make sure you have that updated. And then I went through every single paper and what it looks like and what order it should be in. So you can watch this video as many times as you need to get your papers in order, but yours should look exactly like mine when I go to grade it. And remember, I'm using this grade sheet, this rubric, to grade your binder. Okay, so you can see that up close. Let me turn this camera so that I can put the whole thing on here. Let me just turn this real quick. So there you go. Now you can see pretty much the whole thing if I zoom out just a little bit. So this is what you're going to be graded on for your binder check, and remember, it will be a test grade. So if you're missing down here, if you're missing all of those Beowulf study questions, like all the answers to the study questions, then I'm going to be circling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's going to come off your points over here. So make sure that you have as many papers as possible so that you can get the highest grade possible, because again, it is a test grade. I'm just going to leave this here for just a second so that you guys can either pause it or look at it and see exactly what you're going to be graded on. You know how many points everything is worth, you know what things I'm looking for, and you know that I'm going to count off for any missing assignments that you have down here. So and you're going to have to sign it as well. So make sure that you have everything in order. It is a test grade. If you have any questions, please let me know. Other than that, you've got time to get your binder organized. And next week I will be actually taking the binders from you so that I can grade it using this rubric. So today is the day to get your binder set up, do your vocab sentences and anything else that you might be missing so that your binder is ready to go for that test grade next week. Once you have your binder set up, then you can do vocab sentences or check Skyward and do anything that's missing. I do not want to see the binders today. I'm just giving you time to set them up. So if you don't use this time to set it up, then you're going to be way behind next week. And I'm most likely going to be taking your binders from you either on Tuesday or Wednesday to grade them, and that will again be a test grade. So if you don't do it today, you're going to have to probably do it over the weekend to get your binder set up ready for that test grade next week. There's a few of you that I've noticed that still don't have a binder and you're not doing this. So since this binder check next week is going to be a test grade, if you do not have a binder to give me to check, then I will be calling your parents to let them know that you do not have a binder and you just got a 0 for a test grade. That should have been very easy, just to have your papers in a binder. So keep that in mind if you're watching this video and you're not going to do the binder, you're not going to set it up. One, it is a test grade and you're going to get a 0 for a test grade, which will make your grade drop dramatically. And two, I'm going to be calling your parents and letting them know that you do not have a binder and got a 0 for a test grade. So anyway, that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. My binder is available for anybody to look at. But again, you've got this video that you can watch and pause while you find your papers and get them in order. But if you have any questions or need assistance or need help, then please let me know and I will help you get your binder set up in the correct order. Okay? Thank you guys, and let me know if you have any questions.